Building has been long known as one of the most important aspects of Fortnite, but over the years of Fortnite's history, people have been finding new building techniques that have changed building. In Season 2, we saw people do 180s and we thought that was crazy, but now we can make builds go invisible by just editing it. How did we get here? Well, first we have to go back to Save the World, where the building aspect was first introduced. When Epic Games made the building feature in Fortnite, they intended the people to build forts. The reason they had added it into the game was to give it a more sandbox-like game feel, where you can make whatever types of forts you want instead of the game choosing the style for you. But now Battle Royale is out, and it's going to be a whole lot different now. The difference is that you can't make huge forts anymore because let's just say you make a fort and now you have to abandon your fort because of the storm. So since this happened, most people just stuck to not building at all. There are some forts people made, but it wasn't what Epic expected. And then they would leave the fort about 10 seconds later. Now we are in Season 2 and now things are about to get real here. Mitt's here and he's ready to show that building is useful. People have only speculated that buildings only used are forts because Fortnite, get it? But this isn't true. Building was also used for high ground, and when pros started using it, everyone else did the same. Also, another reason why building was hard and not used often was because there is no turbo building, which meant that you couldn't hold your button to build. Just try building without it if you think it's easy. But turbo building got added in Season 3, which meant that building was now more common and it was easier to do. So what now? Most of the players that could build really good were on keyboard. There weren't any controller players who were good at building because of their controller binds, so Epic added Builder Pro, a new control layout that makes you build better, and a few seasons later they'll be good at building. Well, in Season 4, Epic added Playground mode, where you can explore the Fortnite map and just have fun with your friends. But that's where everyone has started. It looked very different back in Season 4. Instead of using this startup for a 1v1, you'll use this startup for a 1v1. I know it looks weird, yeah. But overall, players have now gotten a whole lot better with this because they can just practice without any limitations. Nothing much happened in Season 5 and 6, except ramp rushing was big in that era. Now controller players want to have new binds because of Claw, and that's when Epic added custom controller binds so they don't have to use Claw anymore and risk hand injury. Another reason is that people could use whatever binds they want without Epic choosing for them, and that would mean that they would build better to the binds they prefer. But something did change in Season 7, where Epic added creative mode. Creative is basically playground mode, but you can make a whole lot more things like 1v1s and even edit courses. But what was especially special was the Mongrel edit course, and this edit course is, well, an edit course. Back then, it was more of a challenge than a course. Many top pros tried to beat it as fast as possible. Even speedrun.com had made its own category for the edit course. But wait, isn't this about building? Well, you are right, kind of. Later on in building, people included edits in their builds, and then box fights came. Box fights you use to practice your box fighting skill, but why would you box fight? Because, for example, this is what endgames looked like in the 2018 program. This is what endgames looked like in the World Cup. You can see there are a lot more builds, and there need to be good box fighters to hold an advantage. There are some tricks people use in box fights like the peanut butter. It's named the peanut butter for no reason whatsoever. The peanut butter is where you edit a wall like this, and you can have a pretty good angle on your enemy. There's also the Mongrel Classic, where you take your enemy's wall edited, place an editor ramp in his box, and shoot him in the head. And people now started placing cones above them while editing, and they edit them and repeat. This was used to block shots above you while ramping up to height or whatever. But in Season 9, Epic made the delay for turboing from 0.05 seconds to 0.15 seconds, and that made a lot of people mad. But Epic changed it back to 0.05 second delay because everyone hated it. And then the Fortnite World Cup came, and there are new building techniques you can use like tunneling, where you're in an endgame and you need to get to the circle, but you don't want to get shot by other people. So you tunnel so you don't get shot by people. People might shoot at your builds, but other than that, you should be fine. Also, this weird thing where you can shoot through builds by just placing a ramp. Just go to the edge of the wall, place a ramp, and don't get banned for hacking because although this is an exploit and was huge in game breaking, Epic was like, okay, I guess you can do that now. And not only can you shoot through builds, but also see through builds by sitting inside a cone, editing the cone, but don't actually edit a cone. And you can see through the cone and still not get banned for it. But after that, nothing much to change. Building in a nutshell after that was just players improving their skill level at building. Nothing monumental, but then out of nowhere, you can make your cone disappear. Now, when people found out that you could make your builds go invisible by just editing it, people took action and started controversy on who was the fastest editor. People making invisible houses, enabling macros. Yeah, macros are here. If you don't know what macros are a system in your computer where the computer can press a button repeatedly as fast as it wants, which you can probably see could cause problems. For example, Servant AU. He was known as one of the fastest editors in Fortnite, but only until EJ Lad exposed him for using macros. There are mixed opinions on whether he was macroing or not. There are people who defended him, people who thought he was using macros, and people saying that Flea doubled his editing speed. But after that, it has been pretty stale because everyone basically found out everything about building and there's nothing to improve on anymore. But there is still one more thing. Piece control. Piece control became the new meta in Fortnite, and still is right now. If you have good piece control, that would mean you have more control over the fight, and if you have control over the fight, you can control the outcome of the fight. If you watch pros play, they would always have good piece control. Just imagine this, who would win? A pro player with good piece control but horrible mechanics, or someone with good mechanics but with bad piece control? And the answer is the player with the horrible mechanics because, as I said, if you have good piece control, you control the outcome of the fight. And then piece control became the new meta of Fortnite. And that right there is the full history of building. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Bye!